On October 6th, around 3,500 people, mostly young adults, attended the Supernova music festival in Re'im Forest, which is around 3 miles from Israel's border with the Gaza Strip. There were 3 stages, a camping zone and a food court set up at the festival, which was billed as a celebration of friends, love, and infinite freedom. At 6:30 a.m. on October 7, rockets were seen in the sky and warning sirens were sounded. Hamas terrorists using motorcycles, trucks, and powered paragliders stormed the festival grounds, murdering 364 people and taking more than 40 hostages. I'm going down to Re'im to meet Rafaela Treistman, who survived the Nova Festival massacre. Her boyfriend, Ranani Glazer, unfortunately, was tragically murdered. A memorial site has since been set up in that site of the festival. Boards remembering those killed and kidnapped, completed with small gardens and memorials, now fill that place.
My name is Rafaela Treistman. I'm 20 years old, and I've been here at the Nova Festival at the 7th of October. I actually got here the 6th of October at 11 p.m. with my boyfriend, Ranani Glazer, and with a friend, Rafael Zimmerman. And everything here was so beautiful, so amazing. We were in the front of the DJ. We're dancing. I was looking around, everyone was smiling, and people were so filled with joy and happiness and love. And the sun started to rise, so everyone was kind of seeing each other for the first time again, and like the energies were here,
Super
up high.
And this was a peace festival, right?
Yeah, peace festival, a light festival, and suddenly the music stopped. And then everyone started to scream at the DJ, like, no.
Why do you stop the music,
Stop
right?
the music right now, why do you do that? Like arguing with him. And then he took the microphone and said, צבע אדום, חברים, צבע אדום, תלכו מפה. Which means red alert. Yeah.
Go to a shelter.
He was like, red alert, you have to leave. And then we started running, like towards Re'im, because I called my stepfather and asked what to do, and he said, okay, the closest shelters to you are in Re'im, so go there. Started running, we stopped the car. 2 people that were in the party. They just took us to a shelter, which is like a minute from here.
On the road?
Yeah, on the road. And we sat the 3 of us inside of the shelter. And then a lot of people came inside, and we became 40 people in a shelter that is smaller than this one, so you can imagine how we were. We started to hear a police officer, a woman, she was speaking on the radio, and she was like, I'm in Re'im and I was shot and they're terrorists and I'm gonna die. And then we heard the terrorists killing her.
You heard the gunshots?
Yeah, and we were like 40 people inside of the shelter, one on top of the other, hearing the police officer getting shot.
Somebody went out or everybody is inside?
No, everyone was inside trying to stay quiet. And then after they killed her, they threw inside the first gas grenade. And then they threw a lot of things afterwards, like normal grenades, shrapnel grenades, gas grenades. Then they started to come inside and just go on the bodies and shoot everyone that was there, and they were just laughing and screaming.
And you saw that? You were inside?
I was under a lot of bodies, just saying to my boyfriend, well, I want to go home. What am I doing here? What's going on? And he was like, babe, calm down. There are terrorists here. We're under a lot of people. It's gonna be okay. We're in the corner. It's gonna be okay.
Did you hear him being shot when you were?
No, I was on the floor. They also built like a fireplace on the place of the door. There's no door, but we're supposed to be. And they burned a lot of bodies. So all of that smoke was getting inside. And then this woman fell on me, and I couldn't breathe anymore. And I was saying to him and to my friend, like, take her off me or I'm gonna die. And they couldn't, because they were so tight and they weren't breathing themselves, they couldn't. And then he just didn't know how else to help and just said, okay, I have to try to do something. My time has arrived, I have to try to do, and just left. and I couldn't move. So I didn't see him getting shot. And I just stayed there hearing everything, trying to be somewhere else in my mind. And 5 hours later, I saw this man coming inside and outside. And I heard him screaming in Hebrew, Mi adain b'chaim, mi chai adain. Who is still alive? Who is alive? And then I somehow got up and he told me to come towards him. Before I got to him, I just stopped, like saw everything that was in front of me, all of those bodies. I started looking at people's phones and I started seeing like mom, dad, babe, brother, sister, and it was like, they're calling someone that I can't even describe how they look. And I was thinking that to myself, and I was like trying not to step on anyone, and at the same time look for my boyfriend. And it was like, okay, this one, his leg is out, but this is not his tattoo. So this one, he's exploded, but this arm is too big to be his. I don't know. And then he took me outside, and I saw this big fireplace with burned bodies. The only thing I could get out of my mouth was Ranani died. I started to scream. I said, Ranani died, he died, he died. I saw him, the images stayed in my head, and I just, no, this can't be. From those 40, only 10 got out alive. I got to the hospital at like 5.
So the rocket started at 6:30 in the morning, a.m., and then you got to the hospital at 5.
4 or 5, something like that.
p.m. at night.
Yeah. And then I stayed there for like a few hours, and I was covered in blood. You would get in the hospital and you would see a movie scene. It's like doctors running, people screaming, people beheaded, people without arms, without legs, exploded, dead, family searching, showing pictures to everyone. Have you seen my kid? Have you seen my kid? And I was just screaming at the doctors and saying, my boyfriend died, Ranani. And my mother didn't, she took like a good 3 to 4 hours to get to me. I couldn't do anything, I didn't understand what was going on, I didn't care. Then at some point they took me home. I don't hear quite well. And like my eyes, they burned for like 2 to 3 weeks. I couldn't really open them. And I would cough black things, I have no idea what that was. And my hair would smell like dead bodies for like 3 weeks. I couldn't get the smell of my hair. It's like people say that with time, things get easier. For me, it only gets more confusing.
Yeah.
Like, at the same time, I feel like a lot has passed, but everything is kind of a blur. And at the same time, I feel like I'm still in October. It's like I have 2 different things to deal with. Yeah. The thing that I went through, like...
And the second thing?
And the loss of my boyfriend, which I miss him a lot. And it's kind of... It's weird because it's like my brain is lying to me, like he's going to come back or something. So it's like just weird. Everything is just weird.
I've seen you a lot on TV, coming here and sharing the story. And personally, I think it's very important because Israel is fighting one war, which is with tanks and bullets, and we're winning that war. But there is another war, a war of the media, of the public opinion of the world, and we can see demonstrations going on in the United States, in Canada, and other places that are basically anti-Israel and pro-Hamas demonstrations. That's what it is.
That's the problem, the ignorance, the lack of information, the lack of understanding. Just people say whatever they say just to feel like they're part of something, but they forget that they're talking about human beings. We were here to celebrate. These are young people. What did they do? What did I do? We came here to party. What is more normal than young people coming to a party? We came here disarmed, happy, chill, with our best friends and with the people that we most love. How can you chant for something? How can you support something like that? How can you support people invading a country and decapitating babies and killing people and burning families and coming to a festival and shooting and coming to shelters like I was and laughing and celebrating? That's what I remember about them. Celebration of what they were doing. Mm-hmm. No one can tell me I'm lying. No one can tell me I'm imagining stuff. I have proofs. I have on my phone. I have pictures. I lived that. So it's like, I feel like it's our job to explain and to tell people because they can't speak for themselves. They can't share their stories. They cannot. They're just pictures now and memories. People around the world, they forgot about the 7th of October. They already have forgotten. And even if I try to forget, I can't forget.
No, I wanted to say that, first of all, thank you for sharing. And that millions of Christians around the world that watch TBN are praying for the people of Israel, are standing with Israel, and you're willing to come in and speak and doing this a lot of times. It's really important. Like, we need to...
That's the only thing that we can do.
Share the truth so that people will know what happened and understand why Israel is fighting this terrorist organization.
Stand with Israel.
Thanks so much. The enduring impact of October 7th will remain with us indefinitely. Beyond the tragic loss of those who were killed and taken hostage, and the immeasurable grief their families continue to endure, there are those who witnessed the horrific atrocities. They witnessed an evil they never imagined possible unfold before their eyes. Their lives will never be the same. Please pray for all those affected by that tragic day. May they find peace in their hearts. Please pray for the return of the Israeli hostages, that our soldiers will be safe. And most importantly, let's unite in prayer for the peace of Jerusalem.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.